Fana, welcome back to Two Tipsy Plant podcast where we talk plants and drink booze. My name is Sasha,
And my name is Sasha.
and today's episode will be about plants that are either poisonous or edible. Surprisingly edible or surprisingly poisonous plants.
So, aka, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Yeah. But before we start talking about plants, Sasha, how about you introduce us to today's, it's actually day, to, don't judge us.
Don't disclose all the things, please. It's 5 p.m. somewhere.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so would you introduce us to today's drink of choice?
Well, because we kind of ran out of time, so I was not able to find something from New Zealand per se, but this time we are having Yalumba from Barossa Valley, south of Australia. It is vegan, and it is a Viognier.
Okay, so can you enlighten me? What is a non-vegan wine?
So essentially, they are using egg whites, as far as I remember, to purify the
Oh, that is true. Okay, yep, that
to
makes sense.
purify the wine. So this one is not purified with egg whites. So Viognier. Let's open up our trusty wine folly book. Should have notes of tangerine, peach, mango, honeysuckle, and a rose. It's a white wine for people who don't know, and it's quite medium bodied, not too sweet. Let's have a crack at it.
That's quite a literal crack. You guys should see the way he's pouring that wine just so that you can hear the beautiful sound of the wine filling the beautiful glass that Sasha's
Yeah.
provided.
We have kind of learned from last episode that when I'm trying to pour shit, I need not to bump the microphone.
Yes. Pretty much so. Okay. Now I need to reach for it without bumping the microphone. Right, let's give it a crack. So what is it? It's not a Saf. It's not a...
It's not a Saf, it's not Chardonnay, it is its own type of grape, Viognier.
Oh, never tried that before. Very fresh, like smells very fresh.
Imagine very light Chardonnay aroma. That will be that probably. Not oaky.
I would say that's a great description. It's kind of Chardonnay-like, but it's unoaked, like unoaked. I've just had one sip, like unoaked Chardonnay.
On a smell. Flavor-wise, completely different. It's more honeysuckle, nectarine, tangerine.
Don't know about tangerine, nectarine definitely, like stone fruit, like very mild sort of stone fruit. Yeah, beautiful wine. Good choice, Sasha. Good choice. Okay, so would you like to start tonight's episode? Because I feel like you've got slightly more plants than I do.
So our format today will be, I will introduce you a plant, and you will tell me
Keeper or killer?
keeper or killer. Yes. Let's just dive into it. The plants I'm taking are from New Zealand and Australia because it's kind of hard to find something that is indigenous to New Zealand.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I don't think there is a need to do just indigenous plants because obviously New Zealand has beautiful variety of indigenous and...
Plus, New Zealand and Australia are just so closely
well,
located, and
plant-wise it's different, but a lot of Australian plants grow here,
Mm.
as well as a lot of New Zealand plants grow in Australia.
so yeah.
Okay, good
Um,
hint, good hint.
The first one is spider plant.
The house plant.
Yes.
Is that from Australia?
No, it's just like I do New Zealand, Australia, and for the indoor plants, it's going to be from
Fair enough.
all over the world.
Okay, so I need to pick whether it's a keeper or a killer. I honestly don't know much about it, and I need to stop doing...
It's fine.
Self-note.
We will make it a drinking game every time she does or but you drink, guys.
Anyway, so I need to pick whether it's a keeper or a killer.
Mhm.
I don't know much about spider plants, so I would say that it is a killer.
Nope, that's a false. Spider plant, not only it is great as air purifier plant, but it also is edible. The small
Oh.
white flowers and baby spider plants that grow from the main plant are said to be sweet and crunchy.
Have you
I
ever
have not
tried it?
tried it yet. I do have one actually growing outdoors. Fun fact, very hard to kill. I can't grow spider plants indoors for shit, but honestly, I've chucked it outside and it just thrives.
I will agree to disagree because mine died. But honestly, I wasn't loving it much because it just
I'm
gets
not
messy.
touching it. I literally chucked it into my veggie garden and it's there.
The wine is very stone fruity, like sweet stone fruit. I love it. Like, and it's very.
Could have been more chilled, but we didn't have much time.
No, I think it's lovely. It's it feels like a peach juice or something
Yeah.
like that. Very nice. Oh, good choice. Right. Okay, I did not know that about spider plants. Yeah.
We'll do the update once I try it, like if I died or stayed alive.
Great. Just a very quick disclaimer. Whatever we are telling you today is something that we've done a research on.
But please do your own research.
Absolutely. Before you try any plant, do your own research and be 100% sure that it is safe to consume before consuming it.
Yes. Also, take into consideration that common names for some plants in different countries, different plants,
Yeah.
refer to different plants. So whatever we can be calling money plant can be a jade plant in a different country.
Yeah, different.
Like, just there are so many plants that are referred to, like for example, as a money plant, and that's just an example.
Yeah. So different plants, different common names for different plants in different countries. Do your own research and please don't.
Don't go eating it.
Yes. Cool. Okay. So, Sasha, you know this plant because it is my favorite plant and I've mentioned it before.
Let me
Oh.
think.
Yeah.
Is it indoor or outdoor?
It's an outdoor plant. A quick hint, a lot of my plants are New Zealand plants, but not all of them.
Yibinopsis yibana.
No, and that's not a native New Zealand plant, but we'll get into that one day or another. No, it's a kowhai.
She had a tattoo of a coffee on her right arm, as far as I'm left arm.
No, right.
Right.
Right on.
I'm
Yep.
right.
So, do you think it's a keeper or a killer?
I think it's a killer.
Why do you think so?
Well, for people, it's probably a killer. Birds definitely have the drink the nectar.
Oh, you are correct. Kowhai. So, for those who are not from New Zealand, kowhai, also know, well, the botanical name of it is Sephora microphylla or Sephora tetraptera. There are
It's,
7 of them, I
Yeah,
think,
it's a
in New
variety
Zealand.
of acacia. I
Pretty much
think.
Sephora species. It's not an acacia, actually. It's from a pea family, believe it or not.
Pea.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that actually explains the shape of the flower.
Yeah.
It looks like an upside down banana.
Yep. Yeah, kind of. They are known as kowhai, which also means yellow in Maori. And all parts of kowhai contain cytisine. Cytisine?
Or cyanide.
No, it's different.
Ah.
Yeah. And the seeds especially. Overconsumption can be deadly, but cytisine poisoning can cause diarrhea and abdominal pain.
Lovely.
Yeah, so there is a tale of an old barrel maker called Bluff. Apparently, he used to make beer out of another native plant, which I'll tell you about later. One day, whaling men came.
He did beer out of the native plant. Sorry, I'm just...
There are a lot of native plants that you can make. Well, the Europeans made
instead of hops.
Yep.
Or instead of wheat.
Yep.
Question mark. Instead of hops or wheat?
Probably instead of wheat, I'd say, because hops used
For bittering.
well, for
and wheat
bittering
is-
and preservation, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so he was making a beer out of another native plant, and whaling men came to his place, drank all of his beer, stole shit from him, right?
Assholes. At least bring cheese.
So, as a revenge, he waited for the same ship to come back to docks.
I like it where it's going.
Yeah, so he boiled kowhai flowers and leaves and added it to his beer. Let's just say that those men did not come back to their ship, and they were found violently erupting from both ends.
That's a shitty surprise.
Pun intended. So yeah, kowhai, even though it's a beautiful tree, it is highly poisonous.
Yep. Do you remember the time when I was finishing my biotechnology degree
Yeah.
and was doing the beers and
Yeah.
infusion of flavors? Good thing it wasn't coffee that I did. It was just mint.
Good thing it was in Singapore and not in New Zealand. So yeah, that's a killer kowhai for you.
Peperomia.
Can you point? So we're sitting in Sasha's house, and he's got a lot of plants around. Can you point me to one?
I actually don't think I have peperomia.
Is that the round plant that I have?
Yes, that's
That you
peperomia.
said that looks very cute.
String of turtles is actually peperomia as well.
Oh, okay. Yep, cool. So,
And,
so the one that I have at home,
Peperomia polybotria, raindrop peperomia.
it
that's
looks
the one.
it looks yummy. It looks juicy. So I would say it is a keeper.
You will be correct, but not for that one.
Okay.
None of the houseplant peperomias that are available in New Zealand or in Australia are edible
Mm-hmm.
per se, but there is a variety which is Peperomia pellucida, which actually looks like can be a houseplant. It looks very similar to houseplant.
Mm-hmm.
I would grow it, and that is quite edible. Has a little bit of a peppery flavor to it and can be used as a garnish or in salads.
Is that where the Peperomia name come from, I wonder?
I would assume so. A lot of Latin names are very in your face what it means.
That's actually another idea for an episode to decipher some of the Latin names, but we'll get to that when we get to that.
What does Yibinopsis yibana mean?
For if we have any Russian speakers, whatever Sasha was saying just now sounds very rude, but it is a name of a plant. Actually, Ibano means black. Anyway, we'll get to that when we get to that.
Yeah, at some point.
So is that you?
This is me.
Now, that's probably one of the plants that we've talked about before. In New Zealand, there is a cabbage tree. And I'm pretty sure there are other cabbage trees in other countries that are completely different species. But New Zealand cabbage tree, also known as tea cocoa, Cordyline australis. What do you think? Is that a keeper or a killer?
Cabbage tree is a cordyline.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, in Singapore there are cordylines as well. Cordyline fruticosa, which is another, it's a houseplant, isn't it?
Well, over here it's used as it's a flax essentially, cordylines.
Well, it looks like flax, but yeah. So Cordyline australis. Australis means southern
from
hemisphere.
Australia, yeah.
Southern hemisphere.
Okay.
Yeah.
The more you know.
Yeah.
I would say it's edible because I think I read something, but only one, like the top part of something is edible.
You will be correct. It is a keeper. Just to describe what New Zealand cabbage trees look like, it pretty much
Looks like yucca.
well, it kind of looks like yucca, yes.
If you know how yucca looks like.
Yeah, a lot of people who don't know that a cabbage tree is not a palm actually think that it is a palm, even though it's not. It's pretty much like a cluster of long sword-like leaves on a trunk. Cabbage trees are actually edible. Edible parts include the cooked tap roots, raw tap roots of dwarf cabbage trees, the core of the trunk, which I imagine would be a bitch to get into, because cabbage trees are quite hard and chunky, the trunk of it.
They're not hard at all.
Yeah, they are. Apparently, like, you need to use stones to actually chip off the...
I mean, with the saw, it's fine.
Well, probably, yeah. Yeah, so yeah, the core of the trunk can be eaten. Cabbage tree roots have been known to be used to make beer. So this was, so bluff.
So obviously it has some kind of sugar / starch.
Yes, so apparently
something.
it's very sugary. The fleshy tap roots are described to have sweet, sugary taste, which have been compared to that of stick of licorice.
Nice.
Yeah.
So to circle it back to the discussion about what was it used instead of hops or wheat, it was used instead of wheat.
Well, yeah, that's that. Well, I would assume that's because correct me if I'm wrong, but hops originally were used as a preservative to actually make sure that the beer can be transported on sheep.
Yes.
Can be transported on
ships.
ships from like one continent to another.
Honestly, I don't know, but definitely I would assume that will be one of the reasons. Uncircle it back, and we are still talking about cabbage trees. Hate the plant with passion.
I see why people hate it because of the way it. So it drops leaves. It drops the little fronds, leaves, sword-like leaves,
yeah,
whatever you call them.
Just like every other palm, it grows and it like exposes its trunk by dropping the leaves, the lower down leaves. And with cabbage tree, those leaves are not like you can't put them in a green bin. For people who are not from New Zealand, green bin is for the green waste, like food and
Organic
grass,
waste, yeah.
organic waste. And you can't put it there because it doesn't fucking decompose.
No, it doesn't. Well, you probably hate it because you've got one in your garden, because I'm looking at it
Yes.
right now.
And every bloody rain event ends up in me cleaning my lawn because it will choke your lawnmower.
Oh. Well, I like it, but yeah, I wouldn't want to have it in my own garden, but I see where that's coming from. But anyway, that's the cabbage tree, and it is a keeper.
And for same reason, I don't like the cough ice as well. Not similar reasons. It's just like very, not dirty, but it just drops a lot of leafage and flower and camellias because flowers. Sorry, just me ranting. Next one, begonia.
I think it's a killer.
Think again?
Is it not?
Depends.
Well, yeah, because I guess begonia it's such a wide...
It's a bloody huge but a subgroup.
There are tuberous begonias. There are begonias, the houseplants like the polka dot begonias and other ones.
Yes, don't eat the houseplant begonias,
Okay.
but
The tropical ones, no go.
yes, no go. But the ones which are bedding plants, because you have worked with me in one of the nurseries here, and you know what bedding plants begonias are. So those ones are edible,
Okay.
and the tuberous ones are edible.
Oh, see,
Slightly sour, citrusy flavor to it.
ooh, would have not picked it up. Funny enough, I've found that a lot of tuberous plants are actually edible, but a lot of them are also very, very poisonous.
So I would not be going around and trying, oh, is my tuberous begonia very nice and
No.
yummy?
Do
Probably
proper
not.
research first, yeah. Okay, that's interesting. I did not know that.
If you want, I can just keep on going with a couple more plants because mine are very short.
Sure.
Yeah. Aloe vera, duh.
Well, definitely edible. I still remember, like, so post-Soviet countries, I think every single grandma had
Has aloe vera.
aloe vera growing on her windowsill, and whenever you have a cut or like a spider bite or something on your skin, you would cut a little piece of aloe vera off and you would rub it on the little
Or a sunburn.
or sunburn, yeah, and you would rub it on it. Yeah, well, definitely edible because I love the drink with a bit of aloe vera in it.
The mogu mogu. That's the Japanese stuff.
Oh, okay.
It's just
Oh, it's that little
just little
yeah.
bottle with the flavor of mango or grape or something, and just shit ton of aloe vera cubes in there. So nice.
Yum. Okay, cool. Well, give me a third one and then I'll go.
Chinese money plant.
What is a Chinese money plant? Again, going back to the topic of, common names.
Exactly.
Common names being different in different countries. So a Chinese money plant, is that the jade plant?
No.
So what plant is that?
Pileae peperomoides, which is that one in a white pot. Looks like peperomia.
I would say a killer?
The young leaves of this plant are edible and have slightly spicy taste. Probably because it's poisonous.
Is it poisonous though?
It's not as for the younger plants.
Oh, okay. So the
For
mature
the younger
plants.
leaves. I would not eat the adult ones. They can be added to salads and used as a garnish.
Okay. See, like, it's so difficult. Just looking at that plant, it looks quite yummy as well, but sometimes plants look yummy, but they are highly poisonous. Right.
Okay, here you go, Sash.
Okay. Do you know what a daylily is?
Can I have a species?
Heminocalis?
Is it similar to a rock daisy?
No, it kind of, so the flower does look like a lily. It's a leafy, long sword-like leaf plant with an orange or yellow flower that kind of looks like a lily.
Is it Hippeastrum?
No.
Hippeastrum? No.
No, it's a Heminocalis.
I'll say it's poisonous.
Why do you think that?
Because if it's what I think it is, and it's also similar to Hippeastrum, those kind of bulbous plants should not be eaten.
So this is what I thought about it. Daylilies are used in landscaping quite a bit. So, and it does look like a lily. The flower itself looks very similar to a lily.
Plus, typical lilies are poisonous to your indoor pets.
Well, and to humans
Outdoor-
as well.
Sorry, what is indoor pet? To your pets.
Yeah, so I thought the same, but apparently daylily, Heminocalis species, are edible. The whole plant is completely edible. And it was quite a surprise to me myself as well, because I use it in plants quite a bit.
Did you use it in plants in New Zealand
Yep.
or in Singapore?
In New Zealand.
In New Zealand.
Yep. They are native to Asia, and even though they are called lilies, they are not related to the lilium plants at all. The flowers,
Lilium family.
yep, the flowers, leaves, tubers are edible. The leaves and shoots can be eaten raw or cooked when very young. The flowers and young tubers can be eaten raw or cooked as well. And the flowers taste better when cooked, but can also be fried for storage. The cooked flower buds served with butter taste like green beans.
Shit. So
Yeah.
many uses.
Yeah.
And is it easy to grow in New Zealand?
It is very easy to grow. The only thing is it is edible to humans, but the species may be seriously toxic to cats and dogs, especially to cats because
As every other lily.
yeah, but it's not a lily, that's the thing. But yeah, it can be poisonous to dogs and cats, and mostly cats because cats obviously clean themselves and they leak the pollen off their
Yeah.
fur. Yeah, but that was very surprising to me. But then also it says that eating too many uncooked flowers of some species can cause diarrhea.
As everything else does.
Well, I guess, yeah, everything in moderation, as they say.
Yeah, just like one of the comedians that I love, she's like, ooh, I can't have apricot pie. Why so? Ooh, I get shits. I'm allergic to it. Ooh, and how did you find it out? I just had a bag of it, so I don't think that she is allergic to a peach or apricot.
Yeah.
She's just allergic to a bag of it.
Yeah, probably. But also, do you know that stone fruit, the actual stone contains cyanide in it?
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, that's my plant, daylily.
Well, you definitely know about this one, nasturtium.
Oh, I love it. So nasturtium it grows like freaking weeds,
That's why I don't like it.
but I have it growing through because I've got like this rock area behind my
Mhm.
house, and it's self-sown into that. Do you know that you can eat the seeds as well? You can make it's called poor man's capers. So you
Poor
can,
man's capers.
Yep.
Yeah, why not?
so green seeds, you can actually pickle them and eat them as capers. I've done that before. They taste interesting, like it's probably
Not your first choice.
no, but
That's why it's poor man's.
yeah, but have a drink right now. Yeah, the seeds can be made into capers, and the flowers are edible as well. I love it. I don't know why you don't like it.
Because it grows like weed. I mean, it's quite easy to pull out as well. It's big enough.
Mm.
So, about it.
Apparently, it's like peppery, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I tried it.
Mm.
It's quite a quiet taste. Maybe it's actually will be nice in a salad, but
Yeah, I love using it like if I make a cake or even a salad, just putting a couple of flowers as a decoration on it.
I mean, if it's yes, I'm all up for edible garnish, but eating that just raw or as an ingredient, probably not.
Mm.
Polka dot plant.
Okay, another question. Which one? Polka dot plant, like begonia is a polka dot plant as well.
The one that is typically known as polka dot plant in New Zealand, which is Hypoestes phylostachya,
Is it the green plant with white dots on it?
or pink dots, the one that you used to have in your previous apartment and was a drama queen.
Yep. See, in my head, I'm thinking that the little dots are usually they
To
deter.
deter.
Yeah, so I would say it's a killer.
Well, this one is not per se a killer, but younger leaves are edible, slightly peppery. So for me, what I understand by slightly peppery is it's poisonous, but like in a small quantities to give you a peppery flavor.
So it is a killer, but you can keep it.
I mean, you probably can eat the younger leaves. Yes, it will give a peppery flavor, but I think the reason why it gives you a peppery flavor because of a small quantities of the poison. Like everything is poison, it just depends on a quantity.
Yeah, well, yeah, everything in moderation,
Mm-hmm.
as the doctor says.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Do you want me to go?
I can finish one more, and that will be my indoor plants for the edibles.
Okay, let's go.
Uh,
Hit me.
Sword fern,
Come again for the little page.
Niprolepsis exaltata.
What does it look like?
Sword fern.
Is it the grayish looking one?
That's a silver fern.
No, I mean not New Zealand silver fern. I mean the houseplant, the grayish looking one.
I mean, I'm pointing at the bird's nest, but I think it will be similar.
Okay, no, I'm not sure. I know that a few ferns are edible.
I think most of them will be edible because this one, the young fiddleheads of this fern can be eaten cooked or raw and have a mild nutty flavor.
No, you would never assume that a fern would have like a nutty flavor to it.
If you think about it, go back to your childhood and think about the pictures in the dinosaur books, how the ferns looked like over there. Kind of pine coney.
That's making me hungry. Okay, you might know about this plant. You definitely know the plant. You might know if it's a killer or a keeper. I just wanted to explore it a little bit further because there's quite a bit of culture in it as well. A rhododendron. Do you know what a rhododendron
I
is?
know exactly what it is. It's just like because of the wine, I have the feeling of.
Trust your gut.
Yes, I know.
Trust your gut, Sasha.
Are you talking about the bushy one or the tree one or the dwarf one, or is there a difference?
So they can be deciduous, they can be evergreen.
Evergreen.
They are usually shrubs, but they can be trees as well. And azaleas are like a subgenre of
Are they?
yes.
Okay.
Azaleas and rhododendrons are very closely related. The only difference is azaleas have only 5 anthers per plant. Oh, sorry, per flower. So yeah,
Cool.
a
I
keeper.
mean, that does explain the preferences in the soil pH for both of them.
Yeah, but both of them love acidic soil. Yes.
Yes, like they need similar conditions.
Yep.
Like shady, acidic pH.
Yep.
I would say it is a killer.
You will be correct. It's interesting, right? How it is such a beautiful plant, but it is super deadly. Fun fact.
Does it go the same for azaleas?
Yes, both of them are actually very poisonous and deadly. Rhododendrons and azaleas are one of the most hybridized plants in the world. Did you know that? I actually did like a bit of research for myself before about rhodis and azaleas. There are like thousands of
Well,
different.
it is essentially your job to use all rhododendrons and azaleas. It's like a biggest chunk in every garden center.
Yeah, well, yeah, just because they are so different. They come in different colors and shapes
Yeah.
and sizes, and yeah. But yeah.
But
So
drink.
bish. Anyway, both azaleas and rhododendrons are highly poisonous. Some species of rhododendrons are poisonous for grazing animals because of the toxin called greyanotoxin. It is in their pollen and nectar. Ooh, Sasha is reaching out for my glass. That's a long stretch. Good job. um, so the plant is so highly poisonous that rhododendron ponticum was actually mentioned in 2009 film of Sherlock Holmes as a proposed way to arrange a fake execution.
This is fun.
Yeah, but also, do you remember the Sherlock Holmes, sorry, the BBC Sherlock series with Benedict Cumberbatch and
Like the only way I can differentiate them is like, can you tell me if it's Robert Downey Jr., if it's Cumberbatch?
it's with Benedict Cumberbatch, and apparently I can't remember it, but apparently in season 2 they've used the same plant, and it's been speculated to have been a part of Sherlock's fake death scheme. Like I remember the fake death scheme, but I can't remember that it's. Oh well, they're saying it's speculated to have been used for that. But yeah,
Is it native to northern or southern hemisphere?
it's from Asia.
From Asia. Okay.
Yep, and rhododendron is actually a flower of Nepal.
Ooh,
Mm.
the more you know. Fun with flags.
Yeah. Anyway,
Um,
hit me, Sasha.
We're going to outdoor edibles now. So, lemon myrtle.
Shit, I can't remember what it looks like. So is that a New Zealand plant or is that
A
a...
bushy tree native to Australia.
Okay, I'm not sure what it looks like, or maybe once you tell me the scientific name, I'll remember. But I would assume that... Okay, it's gonna be quite...
I mean, it's similar to the myrtle that we have in New Zealand, which is the New Zealand, New Zealand cranberry.
It's not native to New Zealand.
Who is that? Australia again.
No, I can't remember where it's from, but New Zealand cranberry is not...
Not New
Also, it's-
Zealand cranberry. Like New Zealand cranberry is not New Zealand cranberry.
I don't know how many glasses of wine did you have at the last episode, but I did talk about it at the last episode. Anyway, okay, this is gonna be quite biased, but a lot of things that come from Australia are quite deadly, so I would assume that lemon myrtle is a killer.
Nope.
Sorry, Aussies.
The leaves of lemon myrtle have strong lemon flavor and can be used to flavor dishes or brew into teas.
So, what is the scientific name? I'm sorry. You just spit into the mic.
Bacchusia citrodora.
Well, I guess, yeah, because it says Citrodora in it, like it's a citrusy.
Like citrus dora, citrus adora.
Okay, I must have a look at it later.
You do it now.
Oh, the plant.
Mhm.
So, Sasha,
Yes, Sasha.
do you know what a hosta is? I'm pretty sure you know what
Yes,
hostas look
they
like.
are edible.
Bish. How do you know that they're edible?
Because I can't remember. Like, I've watched something, I think, or we talked with you. Something happened. I can't remember where the information comes from. I just know that they're edible. I just don't remember if it's leaves or the bulbs.
It was actually quite a surprise to me, so you did not find that information out from me. Because again, it is called a lily. It's called a plantain lily. As
They're
another...
actually quite beautiful plants. Like, if you want something very, very statuesque but deciduous in your garden, go for it.
Well, it is a woodland plant as well, so they love shady spots. The leaves have beautiful patterns on them, but also the flowers are quite cool as well. They're usually purple or white, usually. So most of them are actually grown for ornamental purposes, but they are actually grown as vegetables in Asian cuisine, believe it or
So,
not.
what do they use? The tops or bottoms?
So you can use the little hostons, like you know how when asparagus starts growing, it's quite the young asparagus that you eat. So same with hostas, you just eat the young
The
leaves,
shoots.
the shoots pretty much, yes, before they open. Apparently they are quite yummy, but you can also eat the leaves So you would cook them the same way as you would cook spinach.
Or kale. Yeah.
Yeah, and just add it to like salads or, just use it as your greens
This
on
is
your
exciting.
plate.
And honestly, whoever has a very sunny backyard or their garden, you don't have to think about what to plant in there.
Yeah.
But for people who have shady spots in their garden, this is a freaking mission to find something that grows nicely in there. So hostas, shady, and they look something damp and deciduous, and now edible.
Yeah, the only thing you'll have to watch for is the slugs, because slugs love it.
Well, because it's edible.
Yeah.
Just treat it as cabbage. Shady cabbage.
Yeah, flowers are also edible, apparently.
Oh.
And you would want to eat younger leaves rather than mature leaves.
Just
'cause
like with kale, because the older leaves just unchewable.
unchewable, and also they're quite bitter,
Mm.
where the younger ones are quite sweet. So, yes, hostas are apparently edible. I did not know that. It was quite a surprise to me.
And disregard the name of hosta, it's not hostile.
Oh,
But finger lime.
that's from Australia.
Mm-hmm.
I know that. It is edible. I cannot remember what is the name of it. The botanical name of it. It is edible, and apparently it's really good.
I've seen it a couple of times. We have a shop over here, which is a vegetable shop. I've seen it there a couple of times, and I was like, I want to buy it, but it's like $9 for 400 grams.
It looks really weird as well, doesn't
It
it?
looks weird, and when you eat it, it also looks weird because essentially it is like, imagine a bean that was pumped with air, and when you cut it open, it looks like slug eggs in there.
Yes. Okay. I still can't remember the scientific name of it, but yeah, I can see it in my head now.
Yes.
I wonder. I've never tried it before, but I do wonder, like, how cafe lime, let's say, you usually wouldn't eat the fruit, but you'll use
Yeah.
the leaves. So I do wonder if the taste of the finger lime is somewhat similar to cafe lime, like it's not your typical lemon taste.
Fortunately, I haven't tried it, but on the
Okay, we
research
should-
that I've done, the fruit of the finger lime looks like caviar. Let's agree to disagree. Caviar of a snail, maybe, and has a tangy citrus-like flavor. So maybe.
We should try it. If you know the place where to find it,
Yeah.
we should definitely get it and try it.
Mm.
I'm all for trying
New stuff.
new stuff, but I do need to know that it is 100% edible. Yeah, but I love trying new stuff.
Okay,
Right.
so my next paragraph will be, if you haven't noted, actually, I will not tell you.
Right.
Right.
I'll go next then.
Yes. Intrigue.
So, hellebores, also known as winter roses.
Roses, yes.
What do
I
you
love
think?
those plants. They look nice, but I can't imagine them being edible.
So you think they are a killer?
Aquila.
You are 100% correct. So, for those who don't know,
if you guys ever doubt what to eat, go with me. So far, I have a good score, I think.
I think you have a better score than I do. Yes, we actually haven't kept the score, but
Should have.
we should have. Yeah, we should have gotten
Who's
Jamie.
gonna survive by the end of the episode?
We should have gotten Jamie to keep the score. Actually,
Hmm.
So hellebores are perennial woodland plants. They are beautiful. They actually have 5 petal-like sepals surrounding a ring of small cup-like nectaries, which are actually petals as well.
I would disagree about beautiful plant.
Well, it depends.
Some
Depends
of the
on hellebore.
varieties.
Yeah. Well, okay, true that. Yes, some of the varieties. But have a drink, because I said
Ba-dum.
all hellebore plants are toxic, and all parts of hellebore plants are toxic. So
Ew.
all of them are toxic, but also the whole freaking plant is toxic. So do not eat it. The poisoning is quite rare, but it does occur. Apparently, a lot of animals actually avoid the plant just because it's so bitter, so they just don't eat it. But there are poisonous alkaloids that have been known to bother gardeners with sensitive skin as well. Symptoms of ingestion include burning of the mouth and throat, which is never a good symptom, salivation, vomiting, abdominal cramping, diarrhea, nervous symptoms, and possibly depression. So, consuming large quantities of hellebore can be quite fatal. So, do not eat pretty plants just because they are pretty.
Especially if you're depressed. Would you prefer indoor or outdoor plant? Your choice.
Let's go with an outdoor, because maybe I'll bring my score up, because I know outdoor plants better than indoor plants.
Manchineel tree.
The hell is that?
Native to the Caribbean, but found in Australia.
No idea, sorry. I would say that it is a killer. Yay!
Killer, 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 killer. Please don't fucking touch it. The sap of the main genial tree is highly toxic and can cause severe skin irritations and even blindness if it comes in contact with the eyes.
Damn.
Don't eat it, don't touch it, and please don't cut it down.
Well-
When you cut it down, the bloody splinters will have the same toxins.
So what is it called again?
Manchineel tree. Yes. So I assume will be the same thing with the pollen. So for people who are a little bit,
It looks so innocent.
I know it looks innocent.
It looks so freaking innocent.
It will give you a hard time. So don't touch it. Don't hug it if you're a tree hugger. I don't
Called
know.
a beach apple, is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Holy crap.
So yeah.
All
That
parts
was-
of the tree contain strong toxins. Wow.
Yes.
I'm quite surprised because it looks very innocent. It looks like, a little apple on it that you can eat. Okay.
Yep. If you eat the apple, that will give you essentially it will suffocate you, but irritation of your throat, potential closing of a throat.
Mm.
Welcome to Australia, where everything tries to kill you. They didn't have enough of the indigenous species that try to kill you, so they decided to import some from Caribbean area.
Okay. I'll go. Harakeke, also known as New Zealand flax. What do you think of that?
There is another name for it as well.
Formium?
Formium. Harakiki. I know that it's used for
Weaving.
weaving.
Yep. So Maori use the fibers and the leaves for weaving. It's actually a beautiful
So
plant.
obviously it's not toxic for touching, but I would not eat it still because it's probably too fibrous.
So-
I don't think it's toxic. It's not a killer, but it's not edible just because it's too fibrous.
Okay. Well, I classify it as a keeper. For those who are not from New Zealand, the plant grows like a clump of long, sort of sword-like leaves. They can be quite tall, those flaxes, depending on the variety that you get. But they do have beautiful flowering shoots with usually yellow or red flowers. Tui, absolutely love it.
Tuis are the native New Zealand birds.
Yeah, well, we don't get a lot of them in Christchurch, but like if you go to Tauranga, let's say, there are so many of them, and I don't know. I know that people find them annoying just because there are so many of them in North Island, but I just love them.
But surprisingly enough, after COVID, you could see bigger quantities of tui coming into the city,
Yeah.
which is great because obviously noise pollution is a major effect for some birds.
As you mentioned, harakeke was one of the most commonly used fibers for weaving. The blades of the plant contain cucurbitacin. I can never pronounce
Oh, it sounds like cocoa butter scene.
No, like a cucurbitacins. Anyway, they are poisonous for some animals, and some of them are among the bitterest tastes for humans. But the nectar of the flowers and the gum found at the base of the leaves are actually quite sweet and edible. And funny enough, the seeds can be made into coffee.
Ah.
Yeah.
There was another thing that I have seen recently that can be made into coffee. Dandelion root.
Have you actually tried it before?
No.
It's very so I do have it at work as a coffee substitute.
And?
So it's quite sweet. I probably can't drink more than 1 cup.
Well, you
of it.
shouldn't drink your coffee more than 1 cup a day as well.
Well, it doesn't have the same effects as coffee does, so it does wake you up, but it's not as addictive as coffee is, as caffeine is.
Well, essentially, what is coffee is a stimulant.
Well, yeah, but you still get addicted to it.
Yes,
Well,
and
what-
addictive.
Where apparently with dandelion root you won't. I actually have it at home. I'll give it to you to try. I put it in my iced lattes
Hmm.
because it's a ground. It's a powder.
I have so
pretty
many
much.
dandelions in my lawn. Do you want to have some roots?
I didn't make it myself. I actually just bought it.
Mm.
So because I'm lazy. Anyway,
I think, as far as I remember, all the parts of dandelion are edible. Leaves and flowers. Like, flowers you can make tea, obviously. Roots, you can make coffee.
some of the parts are quite bitter though, like
Yeah.
the sap. Going back to harakeke, however, the root of harakeke is highly purgative and should not be eaten.
Purgative. So, diuretic.
So there you go. Another New Zealand actually has quite a few native plants that are surprisingly edible, but also some of them are surprisingly poisonous. Okay,
Okay.
Sasha, go.
So, with this one, I have no idea how to introduce it because if I say something about it a bit more, it may ruin it. So, nightshade.
I actually, you saw me earlier today with a book of New Zealand edible plants. So it does not only include the native plants, it does include the plants that were introduced. Nightshades were in there as well. I had a brief look at it. So I do know that a lot of nightshades are edible, but a lot of them are highly poisonous. And apparently there is a nightshade that only the green berries are
Deadly.
deadly, but there is also a deadly nightshade, which is
All of it is deadly.
yeah, but it's like it's super poisonous and you shouldn't have it. But then speaking of that, I also know that potatoes are nightshades, and with
Potatoes, tomatoes, not
yeah,
capsicums, potentially. Yes.
capsicums are nightshades as well. It's a funny one, right? Because with tomatoes, the fruit is obviously edible, but then with potatoes, it's only the root that's edible, but the flowers and the actual
Not
stalks,
edible.
they are highly poisonous.
It used to be known as child killer
So
because people used to try to eat the tops of the plants before they
oh,
started eating the bottoms.
oh no. Yeah. Yeah, it's a funny one.
Hmm. So, but I don't refer to the nightshade as a family. I refer to a deadly nightshade.
Well, I mean, obviously.
Obviously, but not really obviously. There are several varieties. The only fucking difference is the shape of the leaf and if it's hairy or not.
Yes.
And I used to eat it as a child, and it's delicious. But obviously, it was the edible kind.
Yeah.
I was trying to find any information how to decipher which one is edible, and I can't.
No, you really shouldn't be eating nightshades that are wild because it's very difficult to differentiate them.
Yes.
But I do remember when your dad came to New Zealand, you actually told him, do not eat them because they are very poisonous in New
Yeah.
Zealand. Or did you say that about oxalis?
Nightshade.
Nightshades, yeah.
Oxalis is still edible. It's called oxalis because of oxalic acid,
Yeah,
which is sour.
yeah. But from what I know, you should not be eating a lot of it because the acid can accumulate and it can be poisonous.
Everything in moderation.
How many times did we say? Every time we say everything in moderation, have a drink.
Well, I think it's a topic of the whole fucking podcast today.
Yeah. Anyway,
Deadly nightshade, highly toxic plant with shiny black berries. Deadly nightshades can cause hallucinations, confusion, and even death if ingested. Fun fact, there are various species of deadly nightshade and some are edible. Please don't go trying every bush.
I concur. Okay, I've got two more. The last one is quite an easy one, but this one, so Nico palm.
Nico palm is the...
So New Zealand has only one endemic palm to it. We don't really have them growing in Christchurch because obviously it's a palm. It needs a bit of a warmer climate. But funny enough, the most southern spot in New Zealand where Nico palms grow
Crazily.
not crazily but wildly is a valley in Akaroa.
Why not?
Yeah, which is, more south than Christchurch. But what do you think? Nico palm, the only palm that is native to New Zealand.
I think it's edible, and I think the cores should be edible.
You are correct. It is a keeper.
And the berries, probably.
Yes. So it is quite a beautiful palm tree bearing beautiful display of pink flowers. It actually is a beautiful palm. It's very slow growing, which makes it a very expensive
Is it
plant.
the one with the chunky stem and big bush, or is it the one with the long stem and the big bush?
No, so it kind of grows, it's more upright. It's not like an umbrella palm.
Hmm.
When we went to that art show, you saw some of the leaves.
Ah, yes, I get it now. Yeah.
Yep. So it's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful palm. It has beautiful pink flowers that are followed by green berries that turn red. And that was a discovery for me as well, that immature flowers before the sheath opens and the green berries are actually edible.
Ah, so the berries itself are not edible.
They are, but the green berries are edible. So not the red berries, not when they mature.
Weird.
I wonder, but they probably just changed the taste. They probably are. I'd say they're okay. Don't quote me on that, but maybe they're still edible. It's just they're not as nice to eat as the green ones.
I mean, it's just like I'm so used to the plants being edible throughout or in certain points of time, just because like for the plant to not to be edible during the green stage and not be edible during the red ripened stage is so weird.
I do, yeah, I do agree with that.
Especially if you're trying to be like transported by a carrier like a bird or something.
Yeah. Well, again, they could be edible to birds, and I'm sure that birds find red berries more attractive to them than the green ones, and because a lot of seeds actually this is how the plants spread. The bird will eat them and they will poo them
Poop it
out
because
somewhere.
it does not digest. Yes.
So you can also eat the heart that is formed by the base of the immature leaves, but you will only do that in an emergency situation because that will kill the plant. But apparently, the flowers are actually very good, and they're good with corned beef.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Don't like corned beef, so I would not like the flower.
So that's Nico Palm for you.
Continuing on the conversation about the poops and not digestible seeds. First of all, one of the funniest stories that my partner had told me at some point, they had explosion in a toilet. The pipe have burst. So
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about another
no,
kind of
like
explosion.
the actual pipe have burst in the backyard,
Yeah.
and all the shit came out essentially with the tissues, with everything.
Yep.
And after that, they had essentially a forest of tomatoes. So tomatoes seeds do not digest. And one of the things that you will find in your treatment plants, tomato bushes.
I did not know that. That's an interesting fact. I would not eat those tomatoes.
I would still not eat them just because in case there is a metal accumulation in the fruits.
Unless you eat very, very healthy diet, human poo cannot be used as
Fertilizer just because of the bacterial infections, yes.
So hence I wouldn't eat those tomatoes, but yeah.
Yes. And another poop stuff is the coffee beans, kopilawak.
I've never tried it before, but apparently it's yummy.
Yes.
But yeah, I know what
But
you mean.
yeah, if people don't know what is it, it's essentially coffee beans that are being fed to a cat and then taking the poos of a cat.
Well, it's not a cat. It's an
a
animal.
wild cat.
Yeah.
It's a wild cat, essentially something like a leopard.
No, it's not. It's a rodent.
Is it?
Yeah. Kopilawak is made. It's a rodent.
Kopilawak. I thought it's a cat.
Well, it is a masang,
Masang. Yes.
so it's not really a cat.
What is it? It's a cat family.
Because I would have thought that it's a rodent just because it kind of looks like a rodent. I doubt it is from a cat family. Yeah, but anyway.
So we have 5 surprisingly poisonous plants. No, for the indoors. Dieffenbachia. I wonder, do you think it's a keeper or a...
I'm pretty sure it's a killer, and I think you've actually mentioned it before to me. I can't remember what's poisonous in it, but I'm pretty sure it's freaking poisonous as hell.
Well, the whole thing is poisonous, and it's a skin irritant as well, especially the sap. If the sap of Dieffenbachia has contact with your skin, eyes, or anything, go in a fucking shower. Wash it off.
I'll keep that in mind because I do cut the leaves of it quite often.
It will give you chemical burn, a bit of irritation, like, yeah.
Nice. Not.
Dieffenbachia. This plant is toxic when ingested and can cause swelling, numbness, and difficulty in breathing. It was used, fun facts over here. Fun facts. I'm doing this quotation mark with
Air
my
quotes.
air quotes, yes. Used for poisoning arrows by the indigenous Amazonian people.
Yep, I think that's what you told me before. Yep. Hey, what's the next one? Hit me.
Philodendron.
Is it poisonous, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Common
Why?
houseplant. Philodendron is toxic when ingested and can cause skin irritation as well, and swelling, and difficulty breathing.
Do not eat your house plants.
Peace lily.
It's a lily. Well, it's not a lilium, but I think it. See, I've got that bias now that lilies are poisonous, so I'm straight away like, oh, peace lily must be poisonous. But I
Well,
guess
it
is.
is poisonous. I'm literally reading 5 surprisingly poisonous plants.
You son of a bitch.
So yes, the peace lily. Unfortunately, it is bloody toxic, not only to your cat and dogs, but to yourself as well. Do not ingest it. It will cause vomiting, drooling, and difficulties swallowing. English ivy.
I know that ivies are extremely poisonous. Are you talking about? Are you talking about Boston ivy or English ivy?
English ivy.
Okay.
Yeah, it will give you skin irritations. And sago palm.
Is it poisonous?
While it may look like a cute little palm tree, the seeds of the sago palm are highly toxic and can cause vomiting, diarrhea, and even death.
Pretty much, if you don't want to be erupting from your both ends, do not eat houseplants.
Exactly. That was all of them, but I just want to sum up the 5 surprisingly poisonous paragraph. Everything that is from aroid family. Aroid family includes Dieffenbachias, monsteras, includes philodendrons.
Wait up, I thought monstera fruit is edible.
Fruit is edible. Everything else, please don't. Also, monstera fruit is only edible at certain points of time. And also, what is it?
I don't know what it is. I suck at houseplants.
It's fine. I just can't bloody remember because of the glasses of wine I had.
Anyway, do not eat your houseplants. That's the wrap up of the.
Don't eat your aroids, especially anything which is Pothos, Epipremnum, Monstera, Rhophidophora. Climbing plants, don't eat them. Syngoniums, don't eat that.
Okay, so the last one for this episode. It's an easy one. Pohutukawa, which is also known as New Zealand Christmas tree because it flowers during Christmas in New Zealand, which is in summer.
It's deadly.
You are incorrect.
Oh no!
Well, I don't know if the leaves, or like if you actually chew on the leaves, if it's deadly or not. Please do not chew on the leaves of Pohutukawa. But the sap, which birds love, is actually edible. But my question is, how the hell do you get the sap out of the flower? The flower is like a fluffy red flower. Like, how do you actually get it
Exactly.
out
It
without
looks like a brush.
without having a mouthful of all the little brushy things?
Pestles.
Yeah.
Pestles. Oh.
Yeah, the little fluffy. I'm not sure how to get the sap out of it without the having a mouthful of the little fluffy things in your mouth. But apparently, it's very similar to honey, the sap.
Yeah. Well, that's a wrap on Two Tipsy Plants. Thanks for getting tipsy with us today.
So tipsy.
I'm so tipsy right now. Like, honestly, I did not have breakfast, unfortunately. And thank you for joining us in our plant journey and our plant shenanigans. We hope we have inspired you to grab a glass of wine and give your leafy friends some extra love. If you would like to help our podcast, feel free to follow so you don't miss out on our next wild and tipsy adventures. And don't forget to spread the word. Keep it green and keep it tipsy.
Yay! Anyway, see you next episode.